Well, hey guys, yeah, it's me. It's been a hot minute since you've seen this face, right? Well, as you know, I'm up at the one campground that opens. I'm still not working. I've been here 2.5 weeks now, I think. Yeah, almost 3 weeks. Wednesday will be 3 weeks. Um, yeah, I haven't been doing much. Uh, I'm bored out of my mind. I'm so bored that I have read, and I've already dropped some off, this many books, and I'm reading. Almost done with this one. I've read I get these at the book box. There's one down in Cedar Ridge at the grocery store, and there's three in Junction that I know it. I just saw a new one when I was down in town last time. I'm not into romance novels, but these are um, suspense novels, love inspired, and I love anything Amish. This is the Amish Blast Investigation. This was pretty good. I have a glare here and it's bugging me. Safeguarding the Baby, that was a good one. I'm reading Kidnapped in the Woods. It's about human trafficking. That was a good one. Hunted in Alaska. This was a real good one. And that one, A Dog's Purpose. Absolutely loved this. And I saw the movie, but I loved this book. It made me cry. It made me laugh. That was a good one. A Walk in the Woods. Another great book. I almost didn't take this one because when I thumbed through it, I thought it was just more of what do I want to say, more technical than just a story. But I absolutely love this. I wish it didn't end. This one too, A Big Little Life. I think I've told you that before. Dean Koontz. These are the books that I'm sending my daughter. The two dog books, A Walk in the Woods, Bad Dog, A Love Story. It's a great book. Another one that made me cry and made me laugh. I got through this one in like 2 days. These books have been taking me like 2.5 days. I think I've told you about this one before. A Tara Jolie story. Love this book. And the Magnolia story. I wish this one didn't end too because now they have the fourth child and they didn't mention it. Well, they hadn't had it yet in this book. So I wish they would have a second one come out. And I had picked up when I was in Pahrump, last winter. I picked this up for my son-in-law, A Bartender's Guide. This is a great book. This glare is bugging me and I spent 15 minutes trying to get rid of it. It just has all these simple recipes, and this book is so informative about all these drinks. And I know he's going to love it. They have a bar, and they're still young. They're 26, so we'll get good use out of it. Well, anyway, I'm going nuts. Town is so far away. I think it's 20 something miles to Cedar Ridge, and it's 45 to 50, 60 minutes, depending on traffic, if I go this way to I-70 to get into Grand Junction. And I have that fuel problem in my truck, so I'm trying not to go anywhere. And right now it's the end of the month, so I'm tapped out, and I mean I can't even go places because I don't want to get my gas down any. It's a struggle, as is my life. So I ended up having to move my site because when I got here, the boss put me in a site up there, which happened to be a reserve site. Sorry, Owen's down here. And reservations opened up on Friday. So I was in a reserve site, which was probably reserved, which it was. The whole campground was full. All the reservations were taken, and people were here like mad, just wanting to camp. Oh, can I get this site for tonight? No, I'm sorry, it's reserved for tomorrow. And the camp hosts here were just going crazy. So, of course, I had to pack my trailer up and move it down 3 sites. I think it's 3 or 4 sites. I'm right behind the bathroom now and right behind the dumpsters, which I call the bear bait boxes, because there was a massive bear seen 6:30 the other morning when I was still at the other site up there. I put the dogs out at 6, and I heard Owen making some grumbling, and I didn't think anything of it. There's a bunch of squirrels and chipmunks here, and there was a woman that camped here who's jogging just right down here. And right across the road from me is the trail. It kind of comes up through a wooded area. It's real short. But when you walk down, there's the lake right there. But on the left side of the lake is like all these brambles. Perfect habitat for bear. And he had come up. She was down a little bit farther. And he came up, and she was in the road. And she jogged right into him. And she took pictures. She backed away slowly. And there was a man walking his 2 golden doodles, and he locked them in the men's bathroom. I don't know why he would put his dogs away. Wouldn't you want your dogs to bark? I don't even care if I had my Chihuahua with me. I would hope she would bark at the bear to scare it away. But I guess they were maybe more doodle than they were golden. So she took pictures, and then the camp host, Owen, please. The camp host was sending them to me, but I haven't had internet yet, and I guess she hasn't either, so they haven't come. So I wanted to put them on the next video I have coming out. It was massive. It's an older bear. To me, it's a reddish color, like a dark cinnamon bear. But his head, this thing was massive. It was on all fours. And then the other morning I got up, 2 days after that, I got up and there was this footprint, this weird looking footprint where I don't walk. And right in front of that is where the dogs had been out. So if there was any other footprints, they would have been messed up from the dogs being out. But I took a picture of it next to my foot. It's a funky looking footprint. It looks like it has a toe off to the side, but it's a bear print. And then there's some bear scat lady had down where the bear had come up through her site, through the path there, and they went down, I guess, this path over here. But they're out. It's the first one we've seen here. So I stopped walking the trails that go through the woods with Owen. I'm by myself, and Owen's a small dog. I am bear aware. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but I miss walking. I do walk around the campground, and I walk down to the lake, but I'm getting bored. And when I get bored, and I get lazy, and when I get lazy, my mind starts to go a little nuts, and your mind just goes places you don't want it to go because I have nothing to do other than read. And what did I do today? I made 2 bracelets today. I rearranged this trailer like 4 times. I've cleaned out under the bed. There's not much more I can do. And Sean said, the maintenance man, he said there's 2 sites that are open in Cobbett that I can get into, but one's really rocky. It's 17 and 18. 18's the end site. Hold on one second. Oh, in your room. In your room. I should have done that in the first place. But I didn't know there's no electric for me there. I have electric here. So I'm not going to go down there because I don't have solar now because my solar panel's broke. There's all these things I need to get done, and I'm not getting them done without money until I start working. Like Sean said, he would do the brakes on my truck, which that's another thing. I need brake pads. They're so dirty now that my rims are stained. And I keep checking my rotors to make sure that they're not getting, worn down. And yeah, it's going to be that point. Yeah, you start getting, depression starts to creep in. And that's what I hate. So I think this summer, I'm going to look for a job down in town. There's a campground I stayed at down in Delta before I got my job up near Ray. And I'm going to see maybe if they'll allow me in with a homemade trailer. I was in my vintage before, and I was there about, I think, 6 weeks. It's a really nice place, really nice people that own it. So see maybe if I can get a job down there just to get out of this hole I got into with my Hummer. It's just like my savings was wiped out with that truck. And now this one has, you buy a used vehicle, you buy somebody else's issues. And, my AC went out. I have a fuel issue. They want $823 for a whole fuel pump assembly line and all that crap. And then what happened the other day? Oh, I had my keys in case, I heard the bear, just to set my alarm off. Well, now that doesn't work. My horn doesn't work. The alarm system doesn't work. It's like, when it rains, it pours. This has been the worst year of my life. Well, the past 2 years. And I've raised kids alone better than I have these past 2 years raising myself. So, anyway, it'll all work out. It always does. I have faith and positive thoughts. But that's it. That's my update. I'll let you know when I move into my campground. And I can't even upload videos unless I go to town. If I go down to Cedar Edge, I can go to the library and upload them. Or if I run into Junction, which I try and do that. I was trying to do it once a week, but then when I went last week, my daughter, when she had the sewer issue to back up, the recovery people had been there and they had all these fans and stuff sucking up all the water and moisture, and they're replacing the carpet and the wallboard and stuff. So her laundry room was out, so I had to go to her mother-in-law's to do a little wash. So I have Elliot's been getting sick. He's not eating. He's eating, well, he's eating, but not eating the way he used to. So now I'm feeding him 3 times a day, the same amount that he used to eat. But he's been throwing up a little bit, and that's tough. That's another thing I'm dealing with. Sorry. Sorry about the ugly cry. I'm basically watching my dog die. But there's nothing that can be done because he's almost 16. He'll be 16 in August. Even my boss says, well, put him down. Oh, he's not ready to be put down. He's still alert. He still gets up and down himself. He is still eating. He's just now eating smaller meals multiple times a day. He still jumps in and out of the house himself. The camper. He's getting thinner in the rear end where he has arthritis. And that's what happens with older dogs. Just because they turn a certain age doesn't mean, as soon as some old symptoms seep in, you don't rush to the vet and, hey, put my dog down. So that kind of hurt a little bit. But, I deal with that, and being alone and not having a phone service here, that's another thing. I see what Debbie went through last year with no internet and no phone service where she was. She was a camp post up here, my friend. It's rough when you're alone and don't have anyone to talk to. I used to talk to my daughter every morning. She'd call me on her way to work. I can go down to the parking lot by the road, but that's sketchy. It goes in and out, and then you just get frustrated because you can't hear them or they can't hear you or every other word comes through. If I go over to the lodge, I've had pretty good service there, but that tends to go in and out if it goes through at all. So it's just, yeah, I don't mean to come on here and just unload on you, but I'm just filling you in on my life right now. So if you don't see videos, it's because I don't have internet and I didn't have the gas to get to town and come back, and it's a bunch of shit. It's all piled on me. Like having to move my camper. All this shit happens to me. I'm one of those people my whole life. If something's going to happen, it happens to me. Like last year, there was no other camp host that had to move their site because their campground was getting new water lines. I was the only one in my campground that had to move. I had to squeeze my trailer in between the bosses and the maintenance man. For I think it was 2 weeks I was there. Then I had to move here. It's all this stupid shit. But I deal with it. I've learned to go with the flow my whole life. My grandmother told me years ago, oh, you'll have your day. And my other grandmother told me, oh, you always have a black cloud hanging over your head. Well, gee, thanks, Grim. And it's still here, but I've learned over the years through all the shit I've been through to just go with it. I can't change it. It just happens to happen to me. No other camp host has to pack up and move sites but me. And but anyway, I'll stop bitching here, and I will fill you in. I'm trying to get a couple videos. I'm going into town tomorrow. I'm going to try and get a few videos uploaded, so at least they're already uploaded, so I don't have to worry about it. And we'll see what I have. And I haven't had a lot of content. I mean, how many times do you want to see a tour of a campground or the woods? Or, it's been a boring time. But it'll get better. The snow is melting, and the aspen trees have just blossomed. The color of them between the color of what are they, spruce or pine trees, those things. They're all nestled in between each other, and just the contrast of color is so beautiful. So I'm just so happy that, everything's finally greening up. But it's still cold in the morning. This morning was freezing. And of course, when I moved my site 4 days ago, I put my heater back under the bed because I've had to have it on every day since I've been here, every night. It's usually in the morning. But I'm like, it's getting warmer out. It's supposed to be 73 tomorrow. But this morning was freezing. But, I mean, I'm okay. I get back in bed. Once I turn the heat water for tea, then it warms this trailer up. So I'm good. But I hope everybody's doing well. And thanks for bearing with me. And I will talk to you guys later.